Donald Trump just signed off on 10 firearms that the federal government spent decades keeping away from American gun owners. Executive Order 140117 went through in early 2025. And it flipped the script on import bans, ATF restrictions and backdoor regulations that buried some of the most capable platforms ever made. Hit that subscribe button right now, 'cause these approvals are already moving inventory. And you need to know what's legal before it's gone. Number 10, Arsenal SAM 7K44M. Starting strong with a gun that's been locked out of the United States since the Obama administration decided to play politics with firearms imports. The Arsenal SAM 7K4M is a Bulgarian-made AK pistol that chambers 7.62 by 39, and it's not your typical American AK copy. This thing comes with a mil receiver, which means it's carved from a solid block of steel instead of being stamped from sheet metal like music cheaper versions. For over a decade, the State Department blocked Arsenal, Bulgaria from shipping firearms to the US under the excuse of international sanctions. But everyone knew it was really about control. Trump's 2025 executive action cut through all that nonsense. And Arsenal Bulgaria is back on the approved import list for 2026. This is a true military specification Bulgarian mild AK pistol. Music with a 10.5-inch barrel, weighing just 5.8 weightly unloaded music. And it accepts every standard AK magazine ever made. Pros: true Bulgarian military-grade quality construction. Milled receiver outlasts music stamped version significantly. Chrome barrel handles corrosive ammo. Perfectly accepts all standard AK magazines easily. Compact size perfect for vehicle storage. Cons: music, price tag hits around $2,000. Muzzle blast punishes indoor shooting severely. No optic mounting from factory configuration. Heavier than comparable AR pistol platforms, music limited. Dealer inventory at initial launch price sits around $1,900. Number 9, Steyr August A3M1 NATO. This one's for anyone who's been buying the watered-down versions of the legendary Austrian bullpup for way too long. The Steyr August has been in military service since 1977. And it's still the primary rifle for Austrian forces, Australian military and special operations units across the globe. Trump's 2026 import approval changes everything, because Steyr can now bring in the full specification August A3M1 NATO. Music exactly as it's issued to Austrian armed forces. No modifications, no compliance cuts. No compromises, you get the music integrated. 1-point HA-HAX optic that's built into the carrying handle. The quick change barrel system that swaps out in 30 seconds. Without tools and the ambidextrous controls that work from factory. This rifle shoots 1.5 MOA groups at 100 yards with decent ammunition. The barrel is cold hammer forged for extended life. And the integrated optic is legitimately bomb-proof. Pros: full military spec available for first time. Music, quick barrel change, needs no tools whatsoever. Integrated optic proven in combat conditions. Ambidextrous controls work for all shooters. Reliability tested in real combat operations. Cons: costs more than standard AR platforms. Bullpup trigger takes getting used to. Magazines proprietary and pricey to replace. Weight exceeds polymer AR rifle options. Ergonomics feel strange at first use. Music price expected around $2,400. But here's what I want to know. Would you actually trust a rifle with the optic permanently built into the carry handle? Or does that feel like a design flaw waiting to happen when you can't swap it out? Number 8, Heckler & Koch HK416A5. Most people think you can't legally own the same rifle that Navy SEALs used to take out Bin Laden. But starting in 2026, that assumption is completely wrong. The HK416 isn't some marketing gimmick or a part-swapped AR-15. With fancy branding music, Heckler & Co. took the entire M4 platform, completely redesigned the gas system, from direct impingement to a short-stroke piston, and built something that actually functions in the absolute worst conditions you can imagine. Trump's 2026 approval forced Heckler and Koch's hand because under new import guidelines, they can no longer block civilian sales of semi-automatic variants, just to protect their military contracts. Music the 4 Hong Kong dollars 165 is coming to the American market as a semi-automatic rifle, with full specifications except for the select fire capability. This isn't a parts kit build. It's not a licensed copy made by someone else. This is a factory-built Heckler & Koch 4165 with the short-stroke piston system, the cold hammer forged barrel rated for extreme durability, and the rail system that made it famous across special operations units. Pros true military HK Music 416 full configuration available. Piston system stays cleaner always compared. Barrel lasts over 20,000 rounds. Suppressor ready without any tuning needed. Collector value guaranteed to skyrocket significantly. Cons: very expensive, near $4,000. Pricing: music proprietary parts cost significantly more. Always weight exceeds standard AR platform rifles. Thai music aftermarket support still quite limited. Currently HK specific magazines are pricey. Purchases price lands around $3,800. Number 7 Beretta Music 1301 Tactical Pro. What if someone told you that one of the fastest semi-automatic shotguns ever built just got approved for unrestricted import, with all the features that were previously stripped out? The Beretta 1301 Tactical Pro isn't just another shotgun. It's a competition-bred law enforcement, proven platform that cycles faster than almost anything else on the market. Trump's 2026 approval for NATO ally manufacturers means Beretta can now import the 1301 Tactical Pro in its original Italian specification, with no modifications required. You get the proper barrel length that Italian police use music, the extended magazine tube that holds 7+1 rounds of 12 gauge, the oversized charging handle and controls designed for tactical use, and the ghost ring sights that make fast target acquisition possible. The gas system on this shotgun is legendary, because it's called the blink system, and it cycles so fast that you can dump all 8 rounds in under 3 seconds. If you can pull the trigger that fast. It's reliable with any 12 gauge load, from light bird shot to heavy slugs. It weighs just 6.35 pounds, so it's easy to maneuver. And the recoil is significantly softer than pump-action shotguns. Pros: fastest cycling semi-auto shotgun available. Blink system handles all loads reliably, full Italian tactical spec. Finally imported lightweight at just 6 pounds total. Ghost ring sights from factory setup. Cons: expensive at $1,400 pricing. Magazine tube extends past barrel length. Aluminum receiver scratches easily sometimes. Aftermarket parts somewhat limited. Still currently loading gate feels stiff. Initially out price runs about $1,400. Number 6 FN SCAR 20's Precision Rifle. Some precision rifles get built for shooting paper targets at the range on Sunday afternoons. But this one was designed to end threats at 800 yards. In the worst environmental conditions on planet Earth, the FN SCAR 20S isn't just a long-range AR-15 with a fancy stock attached. Under Trump's 2026 import expansion for NATO ally manufacturers, FN Herstal can now ship the SCAR 20s without arbitrary restrictions or limited production runs. No more military gets priority excuses. No more waiting lists that stretch for months. Just full civilian availability. For the first time since the rifle launched, this rifle consistently shoots sub-MOA groups with quality match ammunition. The barrel is both cold hammer forged and chrome lined for extended service life. Music and the gas system is self-regulating, so it runs suppressed without any tuning or adjustments. Pros: true military designated marksman rifle platform. Sub-MOA accuracy with match ammunition. Self-regulating gas needs nothing adjusted. Fully adjustable stock fits everyone comfortably. Music battle proven in actual combat zones. Cons: very expensive at $40,500. Heavy exceeding 11 pounds total weight. Proprietary barrel threading limits. Suppressor options: magazines cost $50 each separately. Overkill for most civilian use cases. Price sits around $4,500, so let me ask you this. Is spending $4,500 on a precision rifle actually worth it, when you can build a custom AR-10 for half that price? Or are you really paying for the FN name and military pedigree? Music number 5. CZ Bren 2M's Carbine. Some modern rifles get overhyped by marketing departments and YouTube influencers. But this one's been quietly replacing AK pattern rifles across NATO countries for the past 5 years without much fanfare. Music, the CZ-BRN-2M, is what happened when the Czech Republic looked at the AK platform Music and decided they could engineer something significantly better. Trump's 2026 approval allows CZ to import the Bren 2M in its original Czech military configuration as a pistol with stabilizing brace, and no modifications are required for compliance. This is the exact rifle that's replacing CZ's own 805 Bren in Czech armed forces because it's music lighter, more reliable and easier to maintain. It weighs 6.9 pounds unloaded. Music, the short stroke piston system keeps it running clean, even with thousands of rounds. And music, it's rated for 15,000 rounds between major parts replacement. Pros, full Czech military configuration finally available. Music, lighter than most piston rifle systems, uses standard AR mags easily. Music without ambidextrous controls are excellent. Quality design proven in actual military service overseas. Cons, expensive compared to budget AR options. Aftermarket parts still quite limited currently. Music, trigger different from AR platform feel. Proprietary charging handle design only available. Magazines wobble slightly when inserted sometimes. Price expected around $2,100. Number 4. IW, Tavor TS-12. When Israeli weapons industry decides to build a shotgun, they don't approach it halfway or compromise on any features. The Tavor TS-12 is a bullpup 12-gauge shotgun. Music that holds 15 rounds plus 1 in the chamber. And that's not a misprint or exaggeration. Under 2026 federal guidelines, capacity restrictions on imported shotguns are completely lifted. At the federal level, I can now sell the TS-12 in full 15 plus it. One configuration nationwide, with no state compliance modifications required during import. 16 rounds of 12-gauge ammunition. Bullpup ergonomics that keep the overall length manageable. And a design that's seen real-world combat and law enforcement use across multiple countries. This is legitimately the highest capacity pump-action shotgun that you can legally own in the United States. Pros, highest capacity shotgun available legally anywhere. Music, bullpup design keeps length short manageable. 3 magazine tubes, genius design solution. I build quality absolutely excellent throughout. Perfect for home defense scenarios, always cons heavy. Exceeding 8 pounds unloaded weight magazine system takes practice time. Learning expensive for a pump shotgun option. Recoil punishing with full power loads. Bulk makes concealment completely impossible. Always price lands around $1,600. Number Music 3 Norinco Type 97 NSR Gen Music 3. Alright, here's number 3. And yeah, this one is absolutely insane when you understand the history behind it. The Norinco Type 97 NSR is a Chinese military bullpup rifle. Music, chambered in 5.56 NATO and starting in 2026. It's coming to the United States for the first time in over 30 years. Trump's 2026 trade negotiations with China included a firearms provision that literally nobody in the industry saw coming or predicted. The Type 97 is based on the QBZ-DA-95, which is the current standard issue service rifle of the People's Liberation Army, used by Chinese military forces. CPI Music. The design itself is interesting from a technical perspective. It's 29 in overall length with an 18 1:2 in barrel. It weighs 7.5 pounds, takes any standard AR magazine you already own. And it comes with a built-in carry handle that has Picatinny rails for mounting optics. Here's the real kicker that makes this controversial. MSRP is expected at $899. That's legitimately less than most AR-15 rifles. and literally half the price of other bullpup rifles. Like the Tavor or August Pros, incredibly affordable at $899. Unique bullpup design from China available. Uses standard AR magazines already owned. Short overall length for CQB operations. Norinco reliability proven overseas. Already extensively cons made in China creates controversy politically. Controls completely different from ARs. Always ergonomics take serious adjustment, period learning music. Aftermarket support will be limited initially. Political boycotts will hurt sales significantly. Music price sits around $899. Number 2 Beretta ARX 160. Some rifles claim to be modular. But this one's actually intelligently designed about it. From the ground up the Beretta ARX 160 is Italy's current standard issue service rifle. And it's legitimately one of the most modular firearms ever put into mass production by any manufacturer. Trump's 2018-26 approval allows Beretta to import the ARX 160 in full Italian military specification. That means you get the proper barrel, music length options that Italian forces actually use. The original trigger group that wasn't modified for American compliance, and the modularity features that made it win military contracts in the first music place. What you actually get is impressive. Ambidextrous everything that's convertible in seconds. Multiple barrel length options available for purchase. Music a gas system that runs suppressed perfectly without tuning. And optic mounting that actually music makes sense. Beretta tried and failed in the United States before, with a compromised version. Now they're coming back with the real military specification version. Priced competitively against other premium rifles. Music and ready to prove why the Italian military chose it over everything else. Pros: true ambidextrous design works perfectly always. Modular barrel system is genius engineering. Italian military quality and durability standards. Runs suppressed without tuning needed ever. Second chance at United States market. Cons expensive at $2,300. Failed first time in US market. Proprietary magazines cost significantly more. Always aftermarket support. Music still building slowly. Currently trigger feels different than ours initially. Music price expected around $2,300. Number 1 Sig Sauer MPX Copperhead. You don't need exotic imports from overseas or military contracts to recognize a genuine winner when you see it. Sometimes the best gun is the one that simply works reliably, looks good doing it, and finally gets the legal freedom it always deserved. Music trumps reversal of the pistol brace rule in 2025. Brought it back to life as of 2026. The MPX Copperhead is legally a pistol again. No tax stamp required, no SBR registration needed. No legal games to play. Why does it deserve the number 1 spot? Because this is the gun that American shooters actually wanted. Actually bought in huge numbers. And actually got screwed out of by bureaucratic overreach. That had nothing to do with public safety. Features include a gas-operated system that makes it the softest shooting 9mm sub-G gun ever made. A folding stock for compact storage. Compatibility with MPX magazines or Glock magazines. Music Pro's softest shooting 9mm sub-G gun available. Gas-operated system is genius design. Compact music when folded for storage solutions. SIG reliability is absolutely proven always. No brace restrictions anymore, are finally legal. Cons expensive at $1,700 pricing. Proprietary muzzle device required only option. Magazines cost $40+ each separately. Short barrel limits effective range significantly. Trigger could be improved, better quality. Price runs around $1,700 in music. So there you have it, 10 firearms that were banned, blocked or buried in red tape. And now they're all coming back in 2026 thanks to Trump's approvals. If you want to stay ahead of what's legal and what's coming to market, smash that subscribe button right now, hit the like button, and drop a comment telling me which one you're buying first. Because I guarantee half of these will sell out before spring.